Hello, for this tutorial we'll be needing a thread, matching color of thread with your fabric, a pencil, of course your button, a needle, essential, and your scissors. So this is actually a video of how to make a buttonhole, a custom made buttonhole. You don't actually need a sewing machine to make a buttonhole. You can do that with your hand. So this is a hack on how to make a buttonhole. So if you're making this on a shirt, you already know that you have a designated marked space for the button already. So you're going to get your button, and on that line, let's assume that this is the line I've already created, or the space I already created for my button. I'm going to place my button on that space. Please, you're doing this on a shirt, you know where you want to place this button, the buttonhole. So you're going to place whatever size of button you want to use, and then you're going to mark the beginning and the end. You're going to mark the tip and the bottom. This is to enable you get the size, accurate size of your button. So that is what I did here. I marked the tip and then I marked the bottom part of the button. So I am not going to cut exactly on this point that I made, because if I do that, the hole will be too big. Remember, we are stitching around the hole to get our buttonhole. So what I'm going to do is to come in a bit on both mark, like you see me do. Just follow exactly what I am doing. After doing that, after marking the second lines, I'm going to fold the fabric on the first point. Just follow what I'm doing and you'll be able to get it, and then create a notch, a little notch on that point, just as I did here. This is to enable me cut a straight line and not exceed where I want the hole to be. So I am just going to cut little by little to the other points that I made before. If you look closely, you will see that it is just from the second point, the points in the middle, from one end to the other. So I am going to try and pass my button through this to see if it will pass through. Sorry, the other one fell off. So just I'm going to get another one and do this. You need to be sure that your button is going to pass through the hole anyway. It is not supposed to be too tight and it's not supposed to be too loose. Don't worry, I'm forcing it a bit here. By the time I'm done stitching around it, it will open up a bit. It is better that it is tight than for it to be loose. If it's too loose, if you wear it, your button will be popping up. So after creating the hole, the first thing I'm going to do is to thread my needle. Now you're going to thread your needle into 4. I believe we all know how to thread a needle, but if you don't, just follow what I'm doing closely. So you're going to fold your thread into 2, make a loop like into 2 like this. Get as much thread as you can handle, not too much. If it's too much, your threading will be knotting as you're sewing. So this is into 2. I am going to pass it this way through my needle eye. Just look at what I'm doing and follow exactly what I'm doing. Okay, that is what I just did. So now I have 4 threads through my needle eye. Because if you notice how buttonholes are, they are thick. You need it to be as thick as possible so that your fabric wouldn't have any space to fray from. So after doing that, you see I have 4 threads here. I'm going to knot my thread at the end so that when you start sewing, it won't pull off. You need to knot. So I'm doing this twice. You can do once, depends on you. So I'm doing this twice, and then I'm going to cut as close as possible to my thread. So this is a color picture of what my hole looks like. It is important that you see that it didn't get to the other end. So now the next thing to do after that is This is important. You have to create a square around your hole, a square or a curve around the hole that you made, starting from the first 2 points. Just follow what I'm doing. You can use dotted lines, or you can draw around it. Just look at what I'm doing closely. This is very important. If not, so that it's very important, because when you're stitching you will need direction. So this is going to make your work very easy and neat, very neat. So you know where you're passing your needle through, the point where you're passing your needle through, where your needle is going to come out from. If not, you're just going to be putting your needles wherever it comes out from, and it's going to give you a scattered work. So look at what I have here. So this is the reason why I said you shouldn't mark your button, you shouldn't cut your buttonhole exactly on the first point. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my needle and I'm going to pass it from the wrong side. This is important. You don't want that knot that you did earlier to be showing on the right side of your outfit, right? So you're going to pass it from the wrong side, and then this is the rope, this is the thread coming out, right? Then you're going to pass your needle through the hole and bring it out close to the thread on that marked line that you did. Just look at what I'm doing. And then you're going to pull it. After that, you're going to pass it through the hole. Everything you're doing right now, you're passing it through the hole, close to the thread on the line that you made. Through the hole, close to the thread on the line that you made. Let me go through that again. Through the hole, close to the line, close to the thread on the line that you made. Make sure that whatever you're doing, it is ending on the line that you made. So I am going to do this and come back to show us the finished results. Please make sure as you're doing this, you're arranging your thread so that it is going to be line by line. This is very important. Very important. As you can see, through the hole, close to the thread that is out, on the line that you made. On the line that you made. Don't go outside the line. It is not going to be neat. Try as much as possible not to go outside the line. So I'm going to fast forward this and show us the end and how to like tie. So I'm still sewing the buttonholes, as you can see. So just follow the lines. That's the best thing you can do. Like I said before, put it through the hole to the close to the thread on the marked line that you have there. Pass it out. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I have to fast forward so that this video will not be too long. But then I want to show you guys what I did at the end. So I am at my final stitch now. So please pay close attention to what I'm doing here. Pass through the hole close to the thread on the line. Please make sure it is close together, as close as possible. So after that, you're going to pass your needle into one of the spaces there. Not a space per se, just pass it through one of the stitches you made, in between any part of the stitches you made there. Bring it out to the wrong parts, then take a little bit. Just look at what I'm doing. Take a little bit and create something like a knot. Let me do that again. My knot is not knotting. So what I'm going to do is pass it through, not to the other side, just the same place on the stitching there. Then pass it through the hole and then knot. You can do this as many times as possible, but I prefer to do it once because I don't want it to be bulky. Now I'm going to cut the thread, leaving out a little bit. After that, I'm going to tie a knot. So the thread is in 4. I'm going to divide it into 2. Not cutting or like separate it into 2, just like I am doing, and then tie a knot. You can tie the knot as many times as you want, but 2 times is enough. This is so that your stitches don't unravel later. So after that, you cut it out. Cut as close as possible. Please, as close as possible. Cut. And that's look at how neat the wrong side is, and this is the right side. Tell me this is not a buttonhole. I'm going to try passing my button through this. Let's see. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Sorry, material is slippery. My nails are not helping. Just look at how neat this buttonhole is. I can't get over this. This is the back, as neat as possible. So I'm going to try passing my button again. And that is that. Definitely, it is going to pass through. Why not? So let me do that again. There you go. As snuggy as possible. You don't want to wear your shirt and if you stretch your arms, your buttons are out. So thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.